Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. This is a little over 900 square feet I'm cleaning down here in this basement area of this house. And the carpet is about 16 years old, I believe. And although it's not really looking very soiled, it does have a lot of stains on it. Although most of them are very, like this one here, sort of almost very faint looking. And what he said to me was, yeah, these keep coming back. He said it's steam cleaned, and that's pretty typical on this, particularly with this type of carpet, which is a loop carpet, as I've explained a few times over the years. The loop carpets will tend to are more prone to wicking because as the carpet dries, water will go up the fiber and then up to the end and then off into the air. But with a loop carpet, moisture tends to go under the loop, and so it can take a little longer to dry, and the wicking effect sort of, of course it has a shorter distance to move as well, coming up the loop. But anyway, the looped carpets, berbers and multi-level loops, which this is, do have a tendency to wick more readily. And obviously, when the carpet was steam cleaned, whoever was steam cleaning it, they would have, the usual practice is to just kind of hose. Any time they see a stain, they give it a really good soaking with the idea that they're going to saturate the stain. And the problem with that is, and that's typically the way most guys do it, but the problem with that is, particularly on a carpet like this, it'll actually wash the stain through the carpet and into the backing, and although they might be cleaning the carpet fibers well, what's in the backing then wicks back up to the surface, and you get this resurgence or reappearance of your staining. I got a water stain over here from a leak that was over here. And actually there's quite a few stains. In fact, I used up I should have refilled this. It was almost empty. So there were a lot of little spots and some big stains like that, which I pre-treated. Nothing was over there. There was quite a few over here. Actually, some of them are already fading away, which is what typically happens when I put the suspend with the stabilized ClO2. We've got another one here. So I've mentioned it a few times where I say that when you big stain here, when you pre-treat your stains or pre-spray or whatever. Another one here. Another one there. One right there. If you saturate the stain, you're going to dissolve or partially dissolve the stain, and some of it will wash into the backing of the carpet. And that's going to defeat, big stain here, going to defeat your efforts, obviously. Another one here. More over here and here. And another one there. So, and on a carpet like this, which is olefin, olefin is not going to absorb moisture, or virtually none, because it's like a plastic, basically. And so when you get it wet, the water will run through down the fiber into the backing very readily. So when I pre-treat these type of stains, I'm very careful I want to get it damp, but I'm going to be careful that I'm not going to wet it so much that the water will wash down into the backing. I want to keep control of the stain. So this is very important. Now, it isn't showing any visible soiling per se, really, this carpet. But because of the stains, I decided that I would run the fiber pad over it, because I've learned that the fiber pad is very effective at scrubbing and dissolving and emulsifying any staining. And then I'm going to run over with the Iron Man pad for the extraction step. It's not going to take much longer to do it this way. I probably could get away with just a single step, but because of all these stains, my experience over the decades is that you're better off just to spend a little bit of time with your pre-scrub and with the fiber pads, whether you choose to use a white one. I could use a white one on this, or the red one, or they call that one I can't remember now. Aqua? No. It's gone from me. Or the hog's hair fiber pad. Anyway, whichever you choose to do, you're going to find that it might take you a little bit longer overall, but the actual job is not going to take you much longer. And besides that, why are we rushing? This is the only job I have this morning. And this, once I get rolling here, this is going to take very little time. Actually. So the machine just dropped into place. Now I'm going to lock it into the clutch. And away we go. There's I guess you could say a traffic lane to a certain degree heading over toward the step, but it's very faint. They actually, there was a table behind the couch there, so nobody was walking there. They only spend, they don't spend all year here. So, they'd be heading down south for the winter, typically. At least that's been for the most part, that's how this house has been lived in. So it doesn't even really had full use down here. And as you said, we don't come down here very often anyway, so that's one of the reasons why the carpet is in such great shape. But anyway, here we are. We're at the stains right now. And this is at 200 RPM. I'm not running the high speed at the moment. A little spot right ahead of me there. And it's gone. See, this is how fast, that's how fast most stains are removed when you're cleaning with the SETT method. As I have mentioned many times, I find that I'm able to be more effective at removing stains off of a carpet fiber with a rotary than I ever was when using the orbital machines. I find the rotary just is superior. Particularly when you use a fiber pad, it's no contest, really. That water stain is all gone, just like that. I actually went under the couch and the two chairs already and put them back. And I don't have to move anything else in the other rooms anyway, so that's it for moving furniture in this job. But although this carpet has virtually no pile, there is a loop, and you may not be able to see it in the camera, but the fiber pad is lifting the pile. It is not compressing the pile, it's lifting it very well, which is one thing that the rotary will do with the red attachment. So this is actually a very easy job to do. I did vacuum it very thoroughly, although it didn't look like it needed to be vacuumed. But that's what I normally will do. And I think that it's a better idea to try to be very thorough and do the best job you can. Don't be so focused on trying to get through your jobs as quick as you can. That's not what you want to do. That's not going to build a business. One of the most common comments, by the way, that I get from people when they see how I go about doing things is they'll say, "Wow, you're very thorough." People notice. People notice when you take the time and you make the effort. Well, there's a slight bit of wear showing in front of this couch, but I don't think they come down here much, even though there's a great big TV up to my right. That's a big one. I don't think they come down here though much, because the upstairs is where everything is. There's so little wear on this carpet. This is a very good carpet. This is a carpet this is a keeper. If they take care of this carpet and have me come and clean it on a regular basis, this carpet will last 20 more years. So there's actually no stains or spots over here that I saw, but I'm just going to run over it anyway. It's not going to take much time to do this. I'm running with the 16-inch pad driver. For those of you who have a Rabbit Centaur, now Centaur sells the 18-inch pad driver and the 13-inch pad driver, and you can get other sizes. Maybe if the guys at Centaur are watching this video, hi guys. I think it's not a bad idea to let people know that you have the option to use different sizes of pad drivers, and just let them know that the Rabbit has that even more greater versatility than just a 13 or an 18-inch. Because there's lots of guys that might have 17-inch pads for the maybe an older machine they had or a different machine, and then they upgrade to the Rabbit Centaur, and then they don't realize that I don't actually have to replace my pads if I've got a whole pile of 17-inch pads, which wouldn't work under the 18-inch pad driver. They could just replace or add to their pad drivers to get a 16-inch pad driver, and that would be a great option. And again, I'm just showing how versatile this machine is. I have the 13. I have a 15, which I use a fair amount. Actually, the 15 is a nice size too, because when you're in a crampy place, I mean, the 13 is good too, but sometimes you want to go a little bit larger, I find anyway, and I have it, so it just adds to the versatility, and having tools to choose from. Mind you, hey, if you're using an older or another rotary machine, and you're wanting to get, or you pick up a Rabbit Centaur, chances are the pad driver from your other machine will probably work on the Centaur, because this is a standard clutch drive system on here, so maybe you've already got a pad driver that'll work. Now this is a type of carpet, by the way, that would not be so cooperative with an orbital machine. If you want a glider, it will help, but on the loop carpets, the orbital machines tend to jump and chatter. And of course, with the rotary, you won't have that issue at all. It makes no difference to the rotary. You don't even notice, really. And the olefin looped carpet, it just cleans so well with a fiber pad under a rotary. It's nothing like it. Okay, now there's that stain right there, which actually has faded away quite a bit already now, which is typical when I pre-treat with the suspend with the stabilized CO2, which is at 3,000 parts per million. Very helpful. You see how easily and quickly I can maneuver this machine, how it just is so nimble. Now the machine is actually I think, what are they, around, how much does this weigh? I can't remember. I think it's around 90 pounds or so. Oh, yeah, I can't remember now. It's maybe it's even less. I can't quite remember. But anyway, so it's got a decent weight, but not too much weight. But with the big wheels, always the issue with a rotary. By the way, there's that ugly stain there that's coming out immediately. But with a rotary, of course, they always have small wheels on them, and of course this one has the 10-inch wheels, because I show on my playlist how I did that, and it just works excellent having the big wheels. It's really the only thing you need to do to any rotary is put the big wheels on, and it just makes it so much easier for residential, because and I've did it for years. You have to pick the machine up and carry it up and down steps, and that's heavy. And as you get older, you begin to realize there's got to be a better way. So the big wheels are a very important addition. And again, probably the guys at Centaur will make that available as an option. They've seen the way I've done this, and I'm sure they can see that it's a valuable thing that can be added. It just makes it another advantage that the Centaur has, because not all rotaries are you can't add big wheels to all rotaries depending on how the frame and the wheels are set up. But this one obviously works perfect. So this is the last room. Again, a big stain right in front of me. And of course, I am shower feeding as usual, and all I'm doing is I'm watching what's going on the carpet, and I can see just a very light film going down as I go across the carpet. I can monitor what's happening. I'm only feeding intermittently. That's all you need to do. You're just keeping that pad damp. You're not wanting to saturate. You're not wanting to wash dirt through the carpet. You want to clean the carpet without losing control of where the dirt is. You can't clean without water, but water is your enemy. You have to always have that in the back of your mind. Another stain there that just disappeared. You can see how that's usually about it for adding solution. That's all you need. I've been doing this way for 30 years. Oh, these stains have actually faded away quite a bit already. And if you're wondering how much is going down, well, find a smooth concrete floor, put a pad under, and start doing this, and you'll be amazed how much is coming out with just one pull like that. It's quite a bit more than you realize. Look at that. All those stains have disappeared. Just like that. So easy. Okay, now we're going to go back to the beginning. And we'll switch over to the Iron Man. Notice how I couldn't see very well with just the light of this room, which is, well, pretty meager. But with the light on the machine, I'm able to see very well. That's another benefit you want to have on your machine, whatever machine you use. Okay. Roll to a little switch. Okay. No, I had 2 gallons in here, and I'm down to a gallon. So I've used half a gallon about already, which I'll use a little bit more with this step, but not much more. Okay, now we're going to drop it in place, lock the clutch. Actually, I want it to be centered. I hate it when it's off center. I'll try that again. Oh, that looks pretty good. We'll try that again. Not in. Hang on, it's not in. There we go. Now, lock in place. There we go. And we'll go high speed. Okay. So now we're doing 300 RPM. And this will go pretty quick. Again, I can see the pile is lifting very nicely. Not much pile there, but it's still lifting. No, I'm just adding like a little bit. This machine tends to throw it a little bit more to the right because it's dropping it at the about the 5 o'clock position, I guess. And so I will pull the trigger and then move to the right, or pull the trigger as I move to the right. I'm not actually adding anything right now, because I know that I added a bit more when I was right here before. No, you might wonder why I'm always on about the dry time, and I'll tell you why, or one of the reasons why anyway. Back in 1986, when I started a carpet cleaning company using the host system, one of the things that happened is that the guys from Host, they actually did a fair amount of training with us. I remember there was this one guy, I can't remember his name now, that we had a lot of conversations with him, and they had this way of, very specific way of cleaning with that system. So I learned a lot about the importance of controlling the moisture level on the carpet, and why that was such an important thing. And they had this way of showing it. I remember I can't remember exactly how they did it, but they had I think they had a sort of an illustration thing they did of what was actually occurring on the carpet fiber when you get it too wet. And one of the things that they were on about was, there was a pre-treatment that you could use, but they were very, very adamant that you only needed to put a little bit on, and they explained how the surfactants work, and how vital it was to control the water level on the carpet. Now, the thing about it is that most guys come at the carpet cleaning are coming at it from the mindset of hot water extraction or steam cleaning, and it's a completely different way of seeing how to clean carpets. The idea is flush, flush, flush. But the folks at Host, which use the dry powder, which actually isn't technically dry, it's actually damp, it's actually ground up corn husks, they were all about control of the moisture. And if you can control the moisture in the carpet and you can dissolve the soil in the carpet without washing it down, then you can clean the carpet without affecting the back of the carpet, without washing anything into the back, and that will eliminate the possibility of wicking, which is a very common issue with steam cleaning. And so I guess I had that drilled into me, and I got that, I understood that. I've done steam cleaning too, by the way, for those of you who don't know that. Operated truck mounts, etc. And I remember when I really spent a lot of time running a truck mount for a year and a half or so, that was when I really realized what a pain in the butt. Because when I was doing that method, I actually did it for longer than that, but I was doing a truck mount for about a year and a half. And that's when I had more callbacks and more complaints about carpets resoiling and the wicking issue. That's when it really, really made sense to me, the things I had learned from Host, because that was after I'd used the Host system. A couple of years later, I was using a truck mount, and that really opened my eyes to the reality as a user of the hot water extraction as to why it's a problem, why there's so many problems associated with it. But that's okay, because there's always going to be those out there who prefer the system and are going to keep using the system, and that's fine. But I determined many years ago, I said, no, I'm going to use the low moisture dry method. And when I started up Oxy-Dry 30 years ago, I thought long and hard about what method I would use, and since I've used every method there is, I was able to draw upon all those different experiences, and that was why in the end I decided, no, the machine I want to use is the rotary, and I want to use a low moisture process. But I never called it bonnet cleaning. I never liked that term, and I never liked that well, the problem is the bad reputation it's always had, and that was the other thing that we actually dealt with back when we were using the host system. There was a lot of talk and training about why the bonnet cleaning was a bad method, and it wasn't. What made it a bad method was the way that it was done. But when I decided that I would go with the rotary and use the pads, I said, you know what? I think that there's the problem with the bonnet cleaning per se isn't bonnet cleaning itself, but rather the methodology of how people use it. And so I've set out over these last 30 years to really figure out how to make this work well and to overcome the stigma, I guess you could say, of it, and just work out the bugs, as it were. That's kind of what I've been up to for the last 30 years, and I think that I have been able to do that. I do think it's the better way to go in most cases, but we're not going to call it bonnet cleaning anymore because, well, it's not a marketable term, in my opinion, because it's long association with poor quality, poor performance. So we'll just let that term expire, and we're going to call it the SETT method from now on: soil extraction, transfer technology, and that covers both the rotary and the orbital machines as well. So, and that's kind of why I've always had the I talk about why it's important to keep the moisture level under control, because water, as I say, is your friend, but it's also your enemy. Even though that gets some people really annoyed when I say that, but that's actually kind of funny. That makes me laugh. Well, you can see how well this is working, how quickly I'm able to maneuver, and of course this is the extraction step, and this step goes pretty fast, and of course I'm actually, the machine is turning that pad 100 times faster than it was the first time I went over it. Yeah, it's funny how I got there's a couple of guys that really are determined to put down everything that I do, but all you have to do is watch my videos to see this really works, and it works well. But, it's not for everybody, so. But those who get it, they get it. Okay, again, there's the stain that was over here is completely gone. It's just amazing how well this works. It's just such a breeze, and enjoyable too, actually, because when you've got a machine that works as well and as efficiently as this, it just makes the job a pleasure. And this thing is just a delight to use, I tell you. And you can just feel the raw power of it, by the way. That's one of the things I've noticed about it. This is like, it's an amazing machine. It's so smooth. Wow. You know, just a little side note here. I was just thinking about, I have a Vibe, and sometimes people say, well, why don't you use the Vibe or whatever, because it's supposed to be, it's an OP, so it's better and everything. And I'll tell you what, the speed at which I'm able to maneuver this machine compared to what I would be able to do if I was using the Vibe, it's just no comparison, because I'm able to so nimbly move this machine without any effort at all. The Vibe is and I've used it, and the Orbot, which I also have, and I've tried it out for residential. It's been a while since I used my Orbot, but, well, what a pain in the butt using it on residential. It's just too clumsy and awkward. I can clean circles around the Orbot with this machine. It's so much faster, so much easier, so much more effective. Gets the stains out easier, faster, better. Everything about it is better. Boy, look at that. That's looking wonderful. All the stains have come out. Boy, what a breeze. Okay, let's go back to where I began. There was a stain here. Totally gone. Just like that. Okay, we'll take a look at the pad. By the way, I want to just point something out to you guys. I've mentioned about the clamping mechanism and how on most rotaries it's at the bottom and it's a pinching thing, and it's really quite cheaply made actually if you take a good look at it. This is solid cast aluminum, and it's got it's covering. It doesn't have a sharp edge that's gripping it. The whole thing is a clasp right around the shaft, and the tension, of course, is right here. This is a much better system. It's basically idiot proof, which is important. When you have idiots running machines, you definitely want to have it idiot proof. This will last decades. This is a major wear point on most machines. This one, I doubt you'd wear that out. I really don't think you ever would. Let's have a look. A little bit more soiled than I thought it would get. Not bad. Okay. I wasn't thinking I would do this, but I think I will anyway. I'm going to run the vacuum over it, although there's really very little pile here. But I have the time, and I think I'll get a little bit better. It's a little bit of pile moving back and forth effect. Not too much, but a little bit. So I think that it would probably look a little bit better, and I got all kinds of time. I think it's only like 10 or 10:30 now. So, and I'm here. Got the whole morning here. Kind of nice, eh? We're actually over on the west side, and there's an area called Green Bay, which we can't quite see it from here, just over to the right a little bit, right along the lake. The $6 million house I was in the other day is way over there. along Lakeshore along a road called starts with an H. Ugh, it's gone from me. Not Hampton, no. I can't remember now. Obviously, we've got a kind of a cloudy day. Oh, did I say this? Yeah, this house is for sale. 1.6 million or so. So it's kind of looks like these houses here. It's pretty high end, and you go up the hill. As you go up, the prices go up, and the taxes go up. But and down here, those orchards. Those are actually vineyards. Yeah, down there. Lots of wine growing here. We don't even drink wine. But anyway, so I'll grab the vacuum and do a quick run over this carpet, and then I'll be done. And I got another small job later, just after lunch, and then I got to get back to the house and get ready because I've got a very big commercial job tomorrow. So we're looking forward to doing that. And I've videoed that one a few times, so we'll talk about that one tomorrow. So anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.